My name is Rashid Eladluni. I'm the Instructional Technology Coordinator with the Intensive English program at Pratt. And today I'm going to show you how to set up your ePortfolio for your IEP class or your CEP class. So in this short tutorial, we're going to do a few things. The first one is basically discussing or going over the concept of an ePortfolio or a portfolio in general. What is an ePortfolio? Then we're going to look at the IEP and the CEP ePortfolio, the different components that go into these ePortfolios. Then we're going to look at how to create an ePortfolio, and finally we're going to look at a sample from a sample ePortfolio from last semester, from previous semester. So let's go ahead and go over the first component of this tutorial, which is basically a brief discussion about the ePortfolio itself. So what is an ePortfolio? As a Pratt student, most likely you had to put together a portfolio of your work as part of your application process. Most likely you sent out samples of your work in digital format, such as CDs, or even in print format, showing examples of work that you have done previously. So that's basically what a portfolio is. And then ePortfolio is an electronic version, a digital version of the traditional portfolio. The portfolio that you put together would be considered a college portfolio or a college application portfolio. But we also talk about career portfolios. And a career portfolio is a portfolio you put together after you graduate, as you're looking for jobs and opportunities for employment. In your career portfolio, obviously you're going to show examples of work that you had done before, whether the work was done in school or as parts of an internship maybe, and that will help reinforce your resume and give you better chances of getting the position you're looking for. We also talk about personal portfolios, which are usually more of like a diary that you maintain when to reflect on the work that you're doing and your progress in general. And finally, we talk about learning and assessment portfolios. So in terms of the IEP and CEP portfolios, they have two main functions. The first function is to provide evidence of your learning, of your progress, of your improvements. And the second purpose is for you to learn and reflect and think critically about your learning. So when we talk about evidence, we talk about evidence in the 4 skills that are covered in the IEP program or the CEP program. The reading, writing, listening, and speaking. And the evidence is basically sample of your work and reflections around those samples that prove to us that you have actually improved in that specific area. So let's take a look, for example, in terms of writing as an example, your evidence would be examples of your essays or draft of your essays and your comments and your reflections based on your own assessment of the progress that took place from draft to draft. So in other words, your responsibility is to show us evidence that you have improved in that skill. So in terms of learning, we talk about critical thinking and we talk about reflection. As a learner, maintaining a portfolio helps you think critically about what you're learning and how you are improving. And reflections are a powerful tool when thinking about progress and improvements. A simple example would be, when you get feedback from your instructor, for example, often students tend to make the same mistake over and over and over. And one possible reason for that is that the student really was not thinking about that error and why he or she was making that error. And that's where reflection becomes really important, because when you reflect on your progress and your strength and your weaknesses, you're most likely you will not make that error again, or you will make less. That error will show up less and less in your writing as you as your overall writing skills improve. So let's take a look quickly here at what I mean by reflection. So on the left side of your screen, you are looking at a student's submitted files, and this most likely comes from a writing assignment or an essay. And as you can see, the student uploaded the essays, and following that, the student is actually thinking and reflecting about what happened from draft to draft, and what areas have improved and what areas still need some work. So the student clearly states some of the strengths that he or she observed throughout this process, but also mentioned some weaknesses and established specific goals to be met for the following draft or the following writing assignment. The same thing applies to a speaking component. And if you look at the right side of your screen, we're looking at a student presentation, and the student again, we see the actual video of the presentations, followed by the actual PowerPoint file, and a very clear and strong reflection that includes, again, strengths, weaknesses, and goals to be met for the future. So this is basically what we mean by reflections, and it is very important to reflect on the work that you're doing, and to provide clear and strong reflection paragraphs after you upload your work to your ePortfolio. So that's about it. Now we're going to go ahead and look at the next stage, which is setting up your ePortfolio on Pratt's ePortfolio platform. So the address is to go to is http://eportfolio.pratt.edu. And if you notice here, there is no W after the slashes. If you type the W, most likely you will get an error page. So make sure you don't type a W in this URL. So let me go ahead and start. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to http ePortfolio.pratt.edu. I'm already logged in, so I'm just going to log out to show you how the screen looks like when you first see this page. So on the right side of your screen, you're going to see a login form, and your login username and password are the same as your OneKey ID and password, the same ones you use to log into the LMS or your email. So I type my login information and I click on the login button. And this is again this is the first screen you're going to see here. You have a few buttons here on the left side, and you want to go ahead and click on My Portfolio. Now, if you're a new student, you had never done an ePortfolio before, this area here will be blank. But as you can see here, I have multiple views because you can create multiple views, multiple ePortfolios on your account. There is no limit in terms of the number of ePortfolios you can create. So just to walk you through this process, I'm going to create a new view by clicking here on this button here that says Create View. And I'm taken to this screen here. I'm going to go ahead and click on the Next here, the button that says Next. And under title, I'm going to specify the title of my ePortfolio. Now, the title of your ePortfolio is very important because that's how we can find your ePortfolio on the system. So there is a specific format to the title. So, for example, if you're attending the spring semester, you have to specify that it's the spring semester. But the first thing you want to type here, if you are in the IP program, is type IEP Spring 2012. Now, if you are in the CEP program, of course, you're going to type CEP spring 2012. If it's the fall semester, you type IEP or CEP fall and then the year. If it's the summer program, you simply type SCP, which stands for the Summer Certificate Program. And of course, you don't need to specify a semester because it's the SCP. So for this example, I'm just going to type IEP Spring 2012. And I'm going to go ahead and click on the next button. Now, this is a very important screen. This here is where you grant access to us so we can actually see your ePortfolio. By default, no one can see your views except you. So it's very private, it's very secure, and when you grant permission to the IEP instructors to see your ePortfolio, only the instructors can see it. Your classmates cannot see it. Even individuals with Pratt accounts cannot see it, so it's very private. You have a few options here. If you want to make it public for the whole world to see, you can just simply click the add here, and it makes it public. Public means anyone can see it. So if you want to show your ePortfolio to your family or friends, you can make it public. You can also remove that if you don't want that. But in this example, I'm going to grant access to the IEP faculty to have access to my ePortfolio. So what you need to do here is, in this area here, change it from users to groups, and basically type the same thing you typed earlier. If you're attending the spring semester of 2012, you type IEP spring 2012. And you click on the search button, and as you can see here, this is a group. This is our group of instructors, and you want to give us access to see your ePortfolio. And don't type any dates here. Simply click on the Save button and click OK if you get prompted here, and you will automatically be redirected to the main page. And again, I have many instances here on my account, so I'm going to go ahead and find the one I just created, which is this one most likely. So on your view, on your screen, when you do this, you're going to see under my views, it's going to say the title of your portfolio. It's the next column says edit view and then edit view access. And as you can see here, it says who can see this view, and it clearly states that it's the IEP Spring 2012 group of instructors. If it doesn't say anything here, it means that no one can see your ePortfolio, so you have to go back to the previous step and make sure you grant access to us so we can actually see your portfolio, and so your instructor also can see your portfolio. So now that we have set up the basic information for our account, for our view, we're going to go ahead and click the Edit This View link here to go back to our main screen. And this is what I created earlier, so I'm just going to delete these examples here and start again from the beginning. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is make sure we have 4 columns. We have 4 columns because we're going to be covering the 4 skills: reading, writing, listening, and speaking. In the CEP program, you have to add the accuracy component as well, and that can go in one of the columns, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. So let's make sure we have 4 columns. So click here on Change My View Layout, and if you see 3 columns, which is the default, make sure you change it back to 4, and click Next. In the screen, it asks you if you wish to have equal width columns or larger center columns. Preferably select the equal width, but feel free to choose this format too if that works better for you. And you can also go back and change these at any time. So that's it. Even though you can't see it, but we actually have 4 columns at this point. So this is the main interface for updating your ePortfolio and for adding content to ePortfolio. The interface itself is pretty simple. It's based on the drag and drop system. And here, as you can see, you have a menu here of different items that you can select from. But we will only be using these two here, the one that says General and Files, Images, and Video. We will be using the General tab to add text, plain text, and we will be using the Files, Images, and Videos to upload media, multimedia, such as videos, audio, and images to our ePortfolio. So let's start by clicking here on the General tab. And the first thing I would like to do now is create what we call an About Me section, so we can know exactly who you are and your class, your instructor, etc. So let me just repeat this step here. So simply select the text box icon here and drag it to the left column. So I'm going to change this to say About Me. So this is the About Me section, and in this section we need to know your last name. So last name, colon, and then you type your last name. First name, colon, and you type your first name. Level. So if you are in the IEP program, it would be IEP 6 or 7. If you are in the CEP program, it would be CEP, and then you can specify which group in the CEP program. Semester. Instructor. And finally, your major. And that's it. And now click on the Save button. And as you can see here, we have the About Me section, my last name, my first name, my level, the semester, name of the instructor. I think I misspelled the word instructor here, so I'm just going to fix it. And save. And my major. To update your information, you can simply click on this button here that says Configure. If you want to delete the entire section, you click on the X icon here to delete it. So now that we have the About Me section, the next thing you want to do now is create titles for the 4 skills. So I'm going to go ahead now and drag one text box here and create the Read-In section. And click Save. I'm going to do the same thing here and create a Write-In section. I'm going to create a Listening section. And a Speaking section. And as you can see, because we only have 3 columns here, I drag the Speaking section below the About Me box here. If you're in the CEP program and you need to add the Accuracy section, you can do the same. You can create the Accuracy section below the Listening section, for example, or you may even consider creating a 5th column to accommodate the force skills and the accuracy skill. Now the next step is to create a section under each skill here. This section will be called self-assessment and goals. And in this section here, basically what you're going to do is reflect on your strengths and weaknesses regarding that specific skill and establish clear goals that you wish to meet at the end of this semester. So your self-assessment would be a short narrative, one paragraph, and after you complete your self-assessment, you will specify goals that you wish to accomplish. And you go ahead and you type those and you click save, and you do the same thing for the rest of the skills. In terms of adding content to your ePortfolio, we discussed, as I said earlier, we will be working with these two tabs here, the General tab to add text. And when I say add text, I mean add in headings, titles, or actual paragraphs and reflections. So for that, you're going to be using the text box feature. The other tab here is for files, videos, and audio, and images as well. So, for example, to upload a file, an essay, or write an assignment that you have saved as a Word document, you simply drag, click on the Files, Images, and Video tab, and select Files to download. Drag the icon right here, and I'm going to specify a title for this. So, for example, let's call this Essay 1, Essay 1 Draft 1. And to upload your file, check this button here that says Upload File, and click on the Browse button. So all I need to do now is find my essay and click Open. And as you can see, it says Essay 1 complete, upload complete. And don't forget to scroll down and click the Save button. And as you can see here, this is the file I just uploaded. This is the title, Essay 1 Draft 1. And this is the actual file that I can click on to download if I want to. The other type of media you can add are videos, and you will be using this to share your video presentations. This is also a very simple process. So let's say you want to add a video that you had uploaded on YouTube earlier. You just drag the external video icon, and I assume it's going under the speaking section. You have two boxes here. The first one is title, so I would call this, for example, presentation 1. And under video URL, you will be pasting the actual URL of your video. So just to give you an example, let me go ahead and go to YouTube. So let me go ahead and find one of my videos that I uploaded. So let's say this is the video that I would like to embed. I'm going to copy this link here and paste it in the URL section. If you wish to specify an exact width or height, you can do that here, and click the Save button, and as you can see, your video will show up right here. So that's it for uploading a video, and the same concept applies to adding an image. To add your profile image, for example, you can, let's call this my photo. Click the upload file, or if you had uploaded your image already, you can find it. So let's say this is the image that I had uploaded earlier. I can click select and save. and as you can see, my image will show up right here. Again, you can edit your image. You can edit the size of your image here by specifying the width. Say I want my image to be 200 pixels. I'm just going to change that and click submit, and as you can see, my image has been resized to 200 pixels. So that's pretty much it. These are the main functions that you need to know in order to update your portfolio. So let's go ahead now and look at a sample ePortfolio from a previous semester. And this is a good example here. And as you can see, the student has created a very interesting portfolio of his work. The ePortfolio has the different sections here, the read-in, write-in, listening, and the accuracy section here. So the first thing you notice here is the self-assessment and goals, and the student discusses his weakness and his strengths in this section, and then moves on to talk about his goals that he wants to achieve based on his self-assessment. This is for the reading section, and as you can see here, the student shows a sample of the work that he had done throughout the semester. And as you can see, right next to each assignment that he has shared with us, we can see his personal reflections. And his reflections are his way of reflecting about the learning that took place as a result of interacting with this specific content. And the same applies here. We can see a description of the assignment. We can see the assignment itself. And again, there is a reflection attached to this assignment. Let's go ahead and take a look at the writing section. Self-assessment, weakness and strength, goals to achieve. This is an essay, and this is the student's reflection about the essay. Essay number 2, essay description, essay files, and reflections as well. And under the listing section, we can see, again, the self-assessment and goals, weakness and strengths, and goals to achieve. The student has uploaded samples of the work that he has done as evidence of his improvements, and he clearly reflected on that content and told us how this specific assignment provides evidence, concrete evidence of his improvements in this area. So this concludes our presentation. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at reladlou@pratt.edu. Thank you and have a great day.